Right now, as you are watching this, a wall of Atlantic low-pressure systems is lining up like dominoes, aimed directly at every corner of the United Kingdom. And what the Met Office has just confirmed about the next 14 days is something every person in Britain needs to hear before it is too late. Here is the number that stopped me cold. 19 wet days. That is the forecast for February across the United Kingdom. 19 out of 28 days, your ground will be soaked, your roads will flood, and your plans will change. But that is not even the worst part. Stay with me for the next 60 seconds because I am about to reveal which 5 cities face the most dangerous conditions, and one of them will almost certainly shock you. But first, let me make you a promise. By minute 5 of this video, you will know the exact day and hour the worst weather hits your area. Every major city, every region, broken down with precise timing so you can prepare. And at minute 8, I will share something the Met Office buried deep in their long-range outlook that almost nobody is talking about, a climate signal that could change how we think about British winters for good. Now let me set the scene. The Met Office updated their national forecast at 4 in the morning on the 5th of February 2026, and the language they used was unusually blunt. Cyclonic patterns are expected to dominate the United Kingdom throughout mid-February. Frontal systems sweeping in from the Atlantic will approach our shores repeatedly, but here is where it gets complicated. Those systems are not going to blow through quickly. They are going to slam into a blocking area of high pressure sitting stubbornly to the northeast, and when that happens, they stall. They sit over us. They dump everything they have got. What does that mean in plain English? Persistent rain, heavy at times, the heaviest rainfall concentrated in the west, hitting areas that are already sensitive to flooding. As those rain bands push northward, they will turn to snow across northern England and Scotland, mainly over higher ground. Strong winds developing along the coasts, and temperatures hovering near normal in the south but dropping well below in the north. Now here is your first twist. Remember Storm Goretti? Just 4 weeks ago, it smashed into Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly with gusts of 99 miles per hour, the highest recorded at St Mary's Airport since 1991. Over 25,000 homes lost power in the southwest. And then, barely 2 weeks later, Storm Chandra followed the exact same path, bringing 70 to 80 mile per hour gusts to Cornwall, southwest Wales, and eastern Northern Ireland. The ground is still saturated, rivers are still swollen, and now another wave of Atlantic systems is incoming. This is not a fresh start. This is round 3. Let me take you through every major region now, starting from the south and working north. And please do not skip ahead because the timing details change dramatically depending on where you live. London. The capital will see daytime highs around 8 degrees Celsius, dropping to roughly 2 degrees overnight. But circle this date. The 14th of February, Valentine's Day itself, is forecast to be the coldest day of the entire month, with temperatures potentially plunging to 0.9 degrees. If you are planning a romantic evening on the South Bank, you will need every layer you own. Rainfall during mid-February in London actually dips compared to the start of the month. Daily averages drop to about 1.16 millimeters with roughly 2 wet days in every 10-day stretch. But do not be fooled. Those Atlantic frontal systems can deliver heavy downpours with almost no warning. Sunshine? 2 to 4 hours a day at best. Humidity sits at 83%, creating that damp, bone-cutting chill that feels far worse than the thermometer suggests. And here is something most people miss. There is talk of snow on the 14th of February, snow on Valentine's Day in London. It rarely sticks, but it could absolutely disrupt your evening. Now head 320 kilometers north to Manchester. This is where things start to shift. Daytime highs hover between 7 and 7.2 degrees, overnight lows between 1 and 1.6 degrees. The 15th of February looks like the warmest day at 7.8 degrees. The 8th of February could be the coldest at 0.8 degrees. But here is the number that matters most. Manchester averages 9 snowy days in February, with accumulations around 19 millimeters. 9 days of snow. That is enough to repeatedly shut down roads and delay trains connecting Manchester to the rest of the country. And the 12th of February is flagged as the wettest day of the month, with rainfall potentially hitting 4 millimeters in a single day. On some days, the probability of rain reaches 96%. That is as close to a certainty as weather forecasting gets. Birmingham, sitting in England's heartland, faces its own challenge. Temperatures mirror London at about 7 degrees by day and 2 degrees at night, but Birmingham's inland position means overnight frosts bite harder. Expect around 3.8 days of snowfall with 15mm accumulations. The city sits squarely within the Met Office S yellow weather warning zone for the West Midlands. Flooding risks are genuine. Do not skip the next section. This is where the real danger begins. Liverpool. Perched on the Irish Sea, Liverpool pays a unique price for its maritime position. Yes, the sea keeps overnight temperatures marginally warmer than Manchester, settling around 2 to 3 degrees. But the wind. Atlantic winds funnel directly across the Irish Sea and hit Liverpool head-on. During mid-February, with these vigorous low-pressure systems rolling through, gusts along the Mersey waterfront will be formidable. February brings Liverpool 15 wet days and 47mm of total rainfall. The 12th of February again emerges as the wettest day, with precipitation potentially reaching 4.55mm. And the sea temperature stands at 6 to 7.4 degrees. That is dangerously cold water. Plymouth, down at England's southwestern tip, is the first point of contact for every incoming Atlantic system. On the 6th of February, Plymouth recorded 11 degrees, the warmest of any major city across the entire United Kingdom. Sounds pleasant, right? But here is the trade-off. Plymouth faces the Atlantic head-on, and during stormy periods, the wind regime is punishing. Remember, Storm Goretius red warning covered this exact stretch of coastline just weeks ago. The Met Office has confirmed the southwest remains in a yellow warning zone. Stronger winds and heavier rain are the primary threats through mid-February. Now, here is one that genuinely caught me off guard. Oxford and Cambridge, England's two famous university cities. Most people assume the southeast is too mild for meaningful snow. Wrong. Oxford records an average of 3.3 snowy days in February with accumulations of 19mm. Cambridge is similar, 3.3 snowy days and roughly 23mm. When cold continental air sweeps across the North Sea from mainland Europe, the southeast of England can sometimes receive heavier snowfalls than the northwest. Both cities fall within the Met Office's yellow warning zone. Do not underestimate the southeast. Bristol in the southwest sees relatively mild temperatures of 7 to 9 degrees by day. But with 8.6 wet days and persistent dampness, it is no escape from British winter. The lowest ultraviolet index of the year is recorded in January and February, a reminder that whatever sunshine appears carries almost no warmth. Cardiff, the Welsh capital, might surprise you. On the 6th of February, the Met Office recorded 10 degrees in Cardiff, one of the warmest readings of any major United Kingdom city. But here is the twist that catches people off guard. February is actually the snowiest month of the year in Cardiff. When Arctic air plunges south and meets moisture-laden air above the sea, Cardiff can receive quite heavy snowfalls. Western Wales faces the heaviest rainfall of anywhere in the country during mid-February, with specific flood warnings for already sensitive areas. Snowdonia remains at risk of significant accumulations, crossing the Irish Sea to Belfast. This is one of the wettest cities in the entire United Kingdom in February, 16.3 rainy days. 53mm of total precipitation. That is nearly one wet day in every 2. The Met Office has yellow warnings covering all of Northern Ireland. Strong winds, heavy rain, and snow are the 3 hazards to watch. Now we cross into the territory I promised you at minute 5, the specific timing for Scotland and Northern England, where the most severe impacts are expected. If you live north of the border, this is your section. Do not look away. Edinburgh. Scotland's capital sees daytime highs of just 6 to 6.4 degrees, with overnight temperatures falling to freezing or below. The 7th of February could see the mercury drop to 0.7 degrees. Edinburgh averages between 2.8 and 10 snowy days in February. It is the snowiest month of the year for the city. Average accumulations hit 24mm. Rain adds another 13 to 15 wet days with 47mm of precipitation. Sunshine? A pitiful 2 hours per day. Glasgow. And here is a statistic that will genuinely stop you. Glasgow receives more snowfall in February than any other major city in the United Kingdom. 3.9 snowy days with accumulations reaching 49mm. That is nearly double Edinburgh and roughly 3 times Manchester. Glasgow's proximity to the Scottish Highlands and its full exposure to Atlantic systems makes it the snow capital of Britain. Daytime temperatures struggle to reach 6 degrees, 15 to 16 wet days, total rainfall stretching up to 84mm. On some days, the probability of rain hits 96%. Leeds and Sheffield in Yorkshire sit right on the boundary where rain turns to snow. The Pennine Hills force Atlantic air upward, producing enhanced snowfall that is significantly heavier than anything on the lowland plains. Both cities recorded just 5 degrees on the 6th of February. Both sit within active yellow warning zones. And critically, the Yorkshire and Humber region already faces flood warnings from weeks of saturated ground and elevated river levels. Any additional rain could trigger localized flooding immediately. Newcastle. Winter's true frontier. Just 5 degrees recorded on the 6th of February with yellow warnings in force. As rain bands advance from the west into the colder northern air, they transition to snow, potentially reaching lower levels along the coast during the most intense cold spells. Forecast models suggest that by mid-February, low-pressure systems may track further south, amplifying the wintry threat and bringing low-level snow to the northeast. And now, the area I saved for last because it demands the most attention: Aberdeen and the Scottish Highlands. On the 6th of February, Aberdeen recorded 4 degrees, the lowest temperature of any major city being monitored. The Highlands are where this winter shows its most formidable character. Forecast models indicate potential snow accumulations of 5 to 10 centimetres above 200 metres elevation. In blizzard conditions, that figure could rise to 20 to 30 centimetres across the highest summits. The Met Office has issued amber warnings for parts of Scotland, 1 level above yellow, indicating a greater likelihood of severe impacts. Rural communities face genuine risks of being cut off by snow-blocked roads and experiencing power outages. Now, here is the information I told you about at the start, the part almost nobody is discussing. The Met Office has forecast that 2026 will be among the 4 warmest years ever recorded globally, with average temperatures sitting approximately 1.46 degrees above pre-industrial levels. That would mark the 4th consecutive year exceeding the 1.4 degree threshold. Before this recent surge, global temperatures had never exceeded 1.3 degrees above pre-industrial levels. A temporary breach of the 1.5 degree Paris Agreement target in 2026 is, in the Met Office's own words, entirely plausible. What does that mean for us on the ground in Britain? It means the atmosphere holds more moisture. It means storms carry more energy. It means rainfall events are becoming more intense. It means the pattern we are seeing right now, Atlantic system after Atlantic system battering the United Kingdom, is not a freak occurrence. It is becoming the new normal. And we need to adapt accordingly. Here is what you need to do right now. Dress in layers. Temperatures can shift from near freezing at dawn to 8 or 10 degrees by midday in the south. A waterproof, windproof jacket is absolutely essential. Warm hat, gloves, scarf, non-negotiable in Scotland and northern England. Always carry an umbrella. With 19 wet days in February, the probability of encountering rain on any given day is remarkably high. Check Met Office warnings before every journey. Yellow and amber warnings are currently active across numerous regions. If driving in northern England or Scotland, check road conditions before setting out. Snow and ice can make roads lethal, especially on routes crossing higher ground. Keep a shovel, warm blanket, and torch in the boot of your car. These simple steps could make the difference between a minor inconvenience and a genuinely dangerous situation. Now I need something from you. Drop a comment below telling me where you are watching from, your city, your town, your region. I will personally respond with the most specific forecast information I can find for your exact area. The more specific you are, the better I can help you prepare, and here is what is coming next. By the end of February, forecast models are showing a potential pattern shift that could dramatically change the outlook for March. I am already analyzing the data, and what I am seeing is, well, let me just say it deserves its own video. Make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss it, because if you thought February was complicated, wait until you see what the models are projecting for early spring. Stay warm, stay safe, and whatever you do, do not ignore those weather warnings. The ground is saturated, the rivers are high, and the Atlantic is not done with us yet. Every precaution you take now could save you real trouble in the days ahead. Share this video with someone you care about, especially if they live in the warning zones I have covered today. Knowledge is the best preparation. I will see